Oh, ashes to ashes, thatch to thatch. I ran the ass out of that. So that's John right there. Sitting up here drinking with my chickens. It'd be a great place for some tequila shots. Hey, what are y'all doing? Hey, we're gonna be grilling some hamburgers later if y'all want to come over. If y'all want to come over, we'll be grilling some hamburgers, so you just let me know. We've got plenty for everybody. I really do. Pretty bass, man. I have such healthy bass in this pond. What are we doing today, Doc? Today we're going to talk about this summer heat. We're going to talk about drought. We're going to talk about problems you might be having with your lawn. Some of the problems I'm having. This has been the worst June and July for rain and drought conditions I have seen in years. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. Some of you guys are having too much rain, so there are all kinds of problems. When you mix real high temperatures with either drought or excess rain, you're going to have problems. You're going to start to have bugs. You're going to start to have fungus. I'm going to cover a whole lot. Then after this, maybe I'll shoot up and just give you some updates, chicken update and all kinds of stuff. So here we go. Hey guys, don't forget, we cover a lot of this in the lawn guide. So get the lawn guides, they're free. We don't ask for any personal information. So you go to freelawncareguide.com. That's the Cool Season website. And at the top of that, there is a link to the Bermuda and the Zoysia website. They're three independent websites. They've been up for years. Over 2 million people have used them. There's calendars, there's information, there's product links, everything you would want. So make sure you do that. Also, we are still doing our giveaway. If you're wondering about that, our giveaway, we are giving away either up to $3,000, a Toro zero turn or a McLean reel mower, either one. So I'll let you guys choose. I'm paying for it, so you guys choose. All you have to do is two things: be subscribed to the channel, and be on our mailing list, because that's how we use a random number generator we pick from the mailing list. In the description below, I'm going to link to products. There'll be one page. There'll be product links, and there'll be a link on there to our mailing list. We don't use it for marketing. I send out 2 emails a year probably, but it's an automated system that just says, hey, this idiot put out another video. If you want to watch it, watch it. If you don't, then just delete it. Okay, so you're probably looking at my lawn behind me going, what the hell is going on there? So if you understand this lawn here wasn't a lawn. It was just a horrible, rocky mess. There were 4 or 5 tree stumps that were literally 5 feet wide, right next to that house. Who the hell builds a house next to 5 tree stumps? We had to grind all those out. This area is full of wood chips. Then it was during COVID and we couldn't get good soil. They brought this garden soil over that was full of wood chips. So the ground here, the problem that you're always going to face in almost all your problems are going to come from your soil. That's where everything starts. So in last fall, we got perennial rye to take in here and it was beautiful, but then we had that heat, stress, and disease. We did 1 round of scarifying and Bermuda seeding, and then drought hit. So there's no way. So I will put up here in this video, I'll show you, we came out here, we did a scarifying, and I put out 2 types of Bermuda seeds. This is my last chance to put out Bermuda. You can't seed Bermuda in the fall. You're just not going to have success. It's not like a cool season. So I am putting out Bermuda out here, okay, my 10-day forecast. I have not seen this in a month and a half. Here are the rain chances: 45%, 65%, 50, 55, 60, 60, 70, 55. Dude, I have not seen that. I don't know in how long. So I have got rain relief. I've got drought coming. We have potential for heavy rains coming up, I think, tomorrow. So hallelujah. There's a big discussion out there that potassium is somehow going to help you with this heat stress. And potassium is really important within the soil, within the plant nutrient cycle and water cycle. But more than likely, your soil has enough potassium. And that's why you do a soil test. If you have plenty of potassium in there, then don't add potassium. And I'll tell you why. My upper fields up here, we couldn't get anything to grow. We really struggled up there. And you know why? The potassium, Clemson sent back our soil test, and our potassium levels were off the chart. All the other nutrients were like this, and then potassium's like over here. Super high. Now that comes from feldspar, more than likely. What's feldspar? It's a kind of pale looking rock that's kind of crystallized, and over time it sort of degrades, and that releases a lot of potassium up here. And we have a ton of that feldspar up in here. We can see these crystallized sort of rocks up here. So that's really where it's coming from, because this area actually is a drainage area, and there used to be, I'm sure thousands of years ago, there probably was a river running through here. You can see huge boulders dumped down at the end of my pond. So high potassium is bad, and adding potassium to a soil that already has enough potassium is bad. So don't fall for the notion that if you're under heat stress, just add potassium. It's going to help your. It's not true. Matter of fact, I'll pull up a study. There's a study. Maybe I'll link to it on that page. There's a study out there. It was done, I think, by the University of Florida, and they were studying Bermuda greens, and they were showing the addition and ratios of nitrogen to potassium. It had no impact whatsoever. No impact on drought tolerance. It's a really good read. It's a really good article if you want to read that. So there's been a lot of research both ways. But I'm just telling you, I am not a big believer in just going out there and saying your lawn is suffering from drought, so you can put down this and it's the only thing that's going to help right now if you're in a drought is rain coming down. Okay, so let's talk about a couple other problems. First of all, grubs. This is the time of year where you might start to see grub damage show up, and how are you going to tell? You're going to see these brown patches in your lawn. And what you're going to do is you're going to take a shovel. You're going to cut a three-sided rectangle, I guess, or square. You're going to fold it back. You're going to do that in a couple places where you see those brown patches. If you see several grubs in those areas, you need to put down a grub treatment. I'll link to the double kill down below. Put down at a heavy rate. It says it on the bag. Put a heavy rate. Perfect time to start killing grubs. Remember, grubs don't just eat your grass. They eat the roots and they kill it. Check for it. What else we got? Fungus. This is when you get heat and you get rain, you're going to start to get fungus. Prophecy is a good product. I'll link to it down below. It's a granular fungicide. Again, really put it down one time heavy at the heavy bag rate, and that should take care of it. Fungus is really hard because typically fungus, again, that problem starts in the soil. Now, let's say you're in a drought and you've been in a drought and all of a sudden you got some rain finally coming in. What kind of fertilizer or products can you put down? Number one, I probably would stay away at this time of year, stay away from maybe a slow release fertilizer and use something like either DGL, dark green lawn, which is all fast release nitrogen, or a green shocker. Now, both of those are super fine particles. They're both very mild and you can spoon feed your lawn. Here's what I like about this. You know you've got some rain coming in, you got dry soil, go out, put out some DGL or some green shocker, and it's sort of like spoon feeding. You're not putting out a lot of nitrogen. It's very mild. You can put out a light coat, let that rain come in. You know your ground is wet. If you have stronger slow release fertilizers down in the summertime, you don't want to be pushing or feeding your lawn under stress conditions. But once you get that rain relief, go ahead and put it down. Now, also, dirt booster. Love dirt booster summertime. Mycorrhizal fungi, carbon, organic matter. I've been holding off because my soil is way too dry. As soon as I get a little bit of moisture back in here, I'll be putting down dirt booster and humichar on this crappy soil back here. Those are two products you could basically put down every single week on your lawn and not worry about it. So those are some of the things you can do in the summertime to help cure some of these problems and work on that lawn. Now, this is the pond front. I'm using my water sparingly. Over here, I have a shallow well that used to actually serve the house. Now we've converted that into our irrigation system, but shallow wells can dry up. So I've been watering this almost every single day because if you know my channel, I've been seeding with common Bermuda. You'll see brown patches, that's like stumps and rocks. This is like old forest in here that we raked over. But I've got a ton of Bermuda established in here. Next year, this stuff is gonna be crazy. So I've been keeping this alive. I am putting down here, I'm putting down some green shocker because it's very mild, it's instant release, and I don't want it leaching into my pond back over here. So I know this field looks kind of bad compared to what it normally looks like. That just shows you how bad it is out here. I'm still putting irrigation on these fields, but look at that. One of my problems right now is that I've got the only green fields for miles around, and I've got a security camera picture, and I've got like 40 deer in here. A couple of them are bedded down. They're just in here just trouncing this, and the growth can't keep up with it simply because of the lack of rain, and I can't put enough water down. But let me tell you what, they're in here every night like crazy. Now, if you know my vegetable garden, we came back from our beach trip and I just decided just to wipe the whole thing out. So my garden is a good month and a half, 2 months behind everyone else's in my normal garden. But same thing, even though I have a drip irrigation system up here, I'm still coming up and hand watering this. I'm still doing some hand watering on this just to try and make sure that every plant, because it is just, I mean, look at that. That's my garden. But luckily, I've got real beautiful tomato plants. I got already tomatoes. I have already pulled 40 cucumbers. I got cucumbers all along that fence over there. I've already pulled 40 of them. Pepper plants are just really struggling because of this, because it's just, the soil is not really alive because it's just so dry. But butternut squash, I'm real happy. I love butternut squash, and I got lots of butternut squash. I've taken a ton of zucchini and yellow squash. Beans are over here. John's the mystery bird. John's the mystery bird. That's the only bird I named. Last year we had a problem. We had way too much zucchini and summer squash and cucumbers. Well, guess who loves all that kind of stuff? They love it. So every day, if I have extra zucchini, squash, and cucumbers, I bring it in here, and they absolutely love it. I've gone up to the larger feed and water bins here. I've made these. I actually cut these in and made those little troughs for them. I actually have inside the run, I've actually started their own compost pile. Hey, chill out, man. So down over in this corner, I actually dig this up and I put water and any old vegetables I dump in here. And man, they're over here all the time digging in this. If you bite my leg hairs one more time, those are not bugs, those are leg hairs. So yesterday, because we do have black snakes, rat snakes, whatever you want to call them, king snakes, they will definitely take out a bird this size. So we came out here, we had some lower, but we ran up, what's that, almost 5 feet. We put a 1/2-inch mesh 5 feet up. Because they're real good climbers, but if you can keep that mesh at about 5 feet, they can't grab onto anything. So that whole outside now, up to about 5 feet, is all mesh. And that's really the only predators. Ow, stop it. The only predators I have to worry about are hawks. And I went ahead and sealed all this up. There's no openings for the hawks to get in here. And then of course the snakes. All right, so we've been here before. A couple months ago, I came back here. This perennial ryegrass was so thick, still is in some areas. We believe it created this mat. And then underneath that mat, we have horrible soil with a bunch of wood chips. We've had such a time trying to get this area to grow grass. The only thing that has grown well is the perennial rye. Fall all the way through the spring, summer hits, it just gets weird. So here we are again. Hopefully my son Joe doesn't die. I'm waiting for this thing to die any day. But you can see what we're doing. So we're taking the Sun Joe. I'm doing a deep scarifying, and I am pulling up all this matty crap. All this crap here, which is that perennial rye matting. I do have an okay amount of Bermuda in here. You can see Bermuda over here. There's Bermuda scattered all around, but like as an example, this over here, this is all that perennial rye. I mean, it's like a golf course. If the whole thing would grow like that, that'd be fine, but I need to cut this up I need to cut all this up, and I need to get Bermuda down. Well, this may not work out after all. I started seeing white smoke and I could smell electrical. I stopped and there's all this white smoke coming out of the front of my Sunjo. I don't know how old this is and how many times I've used it. So what I'm doing now is I just got the Ego blower. I put some WD-40 on the rotors, and I told John, he put his hand here. And when I first started blowing that, he was like, dude, that's hot. I said, I know it is. Oh, ashes to ashes, thatch to thatch. I ran the ass out of that Sunjo. Oh, she finally died. Oh, that sucks, man. We were so close. Look at that. All right, I'm gonna go upstairs. I'm gonna go online. I'm gonna see if Home Depot sells something. If not, we'll just have to, dude, I don't even know. Let's see if it'll even start up again. Well, I let it sit for about half an hour, plugged it back in. She's a goner. So John is picking up all this crap, this dethatching crap. And here's what I did. I went on Amazon and I bought a cheap off-brand. That was about 50 bucks cheaper than the Sunjo. I'm sure it's a China or whatever. But I added a 3-year protection plan from Amazon. Those plans are good because they basically just send you a new unit or give you your money back. So I think I've learned with these Scarifyers is buy a cheap one and put a 3-year protection plan on it. That's what I'm gonna say. I mean, I have worked the living hell. I have worked the living hell out of that Sunjo. I mean, that started before we moved. I was over on my daughter's house using that thing. The one at the beach house is 2 years older than that, and it's still running, but... So I think I'll try it and I'll let you guys know. But I'm gonna get this main area seeded at least. It'll be here Thursday, is what it says. Today is Tuesday. So it's gonna be pretty easy to tell what's been scarified and what hasn't. And I still see a lot of Bermuda in here that's actually living, so, but this is what we're having to take out. This is that perennial rye. This is that thatch in there, and that's one of the reasons why we couldn't get anything to grow, because that seed would just sit in that thatch and dry out real quick. Whew. Okay, so we are only hours away from this complete change in weather patterns, where we have been almost 7 weeks with, we got 1/10, 1/10, and 6/10 of an inch over 7 weeks. It literally, the ground is literally as hard as a rock. In about, it's 12:51, and about 3:30, thunderstorms are supposed to start, and every day we have a chance of a thunderstorm for the next 10 days, or rain or whatever. So it's going to break this pattern. I'm holding back my dirt booster and a humichar. I've been holding back on that until this ground gets wet. That's how you got to have water to have a living soil. Same thing with my fertilizers. I've just been holding back. If your lawn is basically in dormancy, if your lawn has shut down, there's no reason to be putting out fertilizers. The only thing you want to be concentrating on really is water. Getting as much water as you possibly can to it. And if you're on city water, it's expensive. I get it. Thank God I'm not on city water anymore. Anyways, guys, I hope this video helped a little bit. I'll be doing some follow-up stuff. I've got about 7 videos I got to get published out. Give this a thumbs up if you like it. And I'll talk to you later. Doc.